Welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D, a place in which we cover astrology, psychic updates, as well as the twin flame path. I do come to you live on Fridays, and if you do click the bell, you get the updates by zodiac sign and more. And very importantly, we do have new hubs opening early in 2022 and beyond. Galaxy Pub for information content, as well as the Age of Aquarius magazine. So without further ado, let's get into the update for your zodiac sign. And if you need to see me live, as I mentioned, live on Fridays. Okay, we have pulled the cards and I'm multitasking. I'm actually getting the coffee ready and I'm tuning into your energy, so I'm really in my lulled state, which is great. Now, your zodiac sign actually has some pure sheer luck around it, and you won't believe your luck this month. In your cards, where you stand, your whole life is about to change. This is doing a 360. This is really in your love life and your contracts. You do have to look after your health, but what I am saying is that this is a huge shift. This is a huge change. Now, you're coming through the gate with all things that are impossible becoming possible. And it does completely make sense, even astrologically. You're not going to believe your eyes. I'm telling you, between now and January, your life is about to do a 360. You're going to have a lot of blessings coming towards you, but there's going to be a lot of subjects at the minute that are going to really test your notion of reality. I do feel that was uncertain in the past, okay? It's almost like the first song I heard was Rita Ora, The Old Me's Dead and Gone, and it was to do with you really getting your power back, really getting to a point where with you physically and psychically releasing, because when we go through a stage of healing, we go through this metamorphosis, so to speak, and you guys have been going through that for the last 2.5 years. Now, where you're coming to at the moment in your love life is like you'd pretty much felt that it was a no-win situation. Where it's coming to now, you're going to have to dig a bit deeper because you're really investigating where you're going to from here. Where you're going to is almost like as you're walking down that path, it's a little bit like Hansel and Gretel. You're dropping the bread, the crumbs that you used to get, you're now dropping crumbs. You don't even know you're dropping crumbs. We're kind of crying over spilt milk or walking forward, and I don't feel you crying. I feel you just matter-of-factly, trying to move forward. I feel as you're doing that, you may need to look a bit closer, because what you don't realise is you're leaving hints to this individual of you've had enough, and those hints, they're actually following you. It's like, oh, where are you going, Gem? Where are you going? And I feel that it's them wanting to investigate you. They feel that you're acting differently and they don't quite understand it. Why? Because you're sick of drinking the poison. You kind of like, look, I have been taking quite a bit here. I have been putting up with quite a bit. I really, if you're coming back, I don't want to do this repeated cycle. And I feel you're pretty much saying that. I feel you're saying, look, you can come back. And yes, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm very disillusioned. But number one, to the left, if you bring in junk. And I feel you kind of like, nope. To the left. Everything ain't in a box to the left. You're just not doing junk. Because you've drunk from the cup a bit too many times. You've tasted it. You've been there. Like the woke therapist said, you bought the t-shirt, you didn't like it. Shout out, sister. You bought the t-shirt, you didn't like it. You're like, no, that's not for me. I feel it's dropping down to an 8, and you're basing your assumptions at the moment. 8s are infinity. It can be a very spiritual connection, but you're also looking at it from a point of view. It's like you're willing to do the yards, but it's got to go deep. And this is a deep connection, but you're wanting so much more than what you've currently had. Okay, this is going to sweep you off your feet. And I think that's always, I'm getting twin flamey energy again, and this does make sense, because I did say to you guys on the main platform is that once we have that eclipse in Sagittarius, we're going to be having some divine masculines coming through the gate, and this could be a divine feminine, but it's a transformation, and so those dreams are set to be a reality. And I do feel you're very intentional. You're like, right, in my life, with my work, with my career, with my health, you're really making very cemented decisions. Some of you might want to move. But with that movement, it's almost like whatever you're doing, it's directly attracting everything back to you. And it's right, it's like the last bell's ringing and everything's coming back. Something that you haven't let go. It's like this person hasn't let go of you. It's not necessarily that by moving forward we necessarily have moved away from a person. Again, throat chakra. It's more that the wounds and the reason why we stay separate is to heal, and because we're protecting ourselves. So we're sort of sending that signal out to the universe. It's like, don't mess with me because I've had a gutful. I get the gist that with you, you are like, it's not necessarily you've let go, but you've let love live. It's like, look, I just want to leave this on an even keel. I don't want any drama. I'm trying to move forward with no animosity, and I feel like you're doing that. It's because promises weren't really delivered, okay? Now you're actually ushering in this new kind of vibration. I feel this, I just kept saying Hansel and Gretel. It's like you're walking through a little bit like in your psychology, you're believing you're Little Red Riding Hood, but you're Hansel and Gretel. You're accidentally leaving hints by your actions and words. And that's why I say, you know, when we do actually change that cake and we change making the cake in that fashion, we get a different outcome. Our psychology tells us that due to an experience, we need to chase it, or we need to convince, or we need to do something, you know, and we're doing that work on ourselves. But it's like attracts like. When we're chasing, somebody wants to be chased. When we're sitting and we understand our self-worth value, we just directly, naturally attract it back. And I feel you've got to that point. It's like, look, I've had enough. I've done enough. I've been through this karmic wheel. I feel you're almost ignoring the signs, and it's because you have less attachment. I do think this is a positive thing. I think by ignoring whatever the circumstances are, whatever went down, it's like it doesn't even have to make sense anymore. As far as you're concerned, you're just really wanting to be very present. And I feel it's by shifting that approach, you're actually attracting people in. For some of you, I do actually see you having communication from friends and different people. And although it's not Mercury retrograde anymore, I am seeing for some of you, you're going to start having contact from various individuals, and it's because through the ethers, you are actually sending them that your door's open, you're ready for that new chapter. I do see some things being completed on the home front. And look, you're like, I'm good. I'm good to be good. And I remember being in a club many moons ago. I'm 45 now. By the time you're listening to this video, I'm 45. And I remember being in a nightclub, and there was a person who came up to me, and he says, well, can I ask you a question? And I said, didn't even know he was there. I was like, yeah. And he goes, what are you thinking? And I probably shouldn't be saying this here. I should be saying it in the extension because I'm a little bit more open there. Due to the platform, respect YouTube. And I think I was looking at the circumstances of these people coming in with inexperience and not knowing that, you know, we run and where angels fear to tread. We unconsciously don't think of the consequences of our actions and the reactions. And so when we're young, we have that innocence about us, but innocence sometimes can be ignorance. And when we're educated, you know, we have a different viewpoint. We're looking at things differently. So I said to this person, I was like, unknowing patrons of a circumstance. That wasn't the exact words, but, and he was actually quite floored. He was like, wow, that's pretty deep. You know, you're supposed to be being here, dancing and enjoying yourself. But it was where I came to in my life. I realised that cycle for me had changed, and I wasn't that person anymore, and I didn't want to become part of that equation. So by stepping back, I just effectively entered and made peace with that cycle, that it was part of life. We go through those stages, and I was moving on to that next level. And I feel this is where you're at. You've sort of got to this point that you're at this different level. You have different needs. You don't even, like, in your mind, it's funny because I want to be queen in reverse. It's like you're not even really fussed by it. You're like, look, I'm good if I'm coupled, I'm good if I'm not. At a point, yes, there was stress. I don't know how I felt about that. And I literally, I recall going through this myself. And anytime I did, I literally attracted people like flocks to me. And I was very perplexed. I was like, why is this happening? Because attachment and healing is the, which card do I feel? When we're not letting go, it's the stop sign from universe. It's okay, we're not going to give you more than you can handle. So while we're going through that 7 stages of healing, we do tend to attract less, and we keep getting less, and we're wondering why. When we've reached closure, we've passed a Mario Brothers level. When we pass a Mario Brothers level, we're entering into a new domain, and this is where you attract new people. Yeah, and it was because that self-love energy, that stage of healing, the heart chakra activation, potentially due to, that's probably why I mentioned heart chakra, which was last month we had Mercury retrograde and a Venus on. It helped you grow to challenge that individual to move towards you, the Phoenix rising, and it was both through the joint energy of healing. If you do want to come through and see how this plays out, come through. Otherwise, I will see you for the twin flame updates and the super chats. We do have the members hub. Stay tuned for this last message, and it gives you all the new updates here at YILDIZ Readings. Take care. The link for the members hub is directly below. We also do have additional videos coming. Galaxy Pub is launching early 2022. Anything spiritual, the subjects covered on that channel. Very separately, we have the Age of Aquarius. Now you can go onto the website, the VIP list is there, and when it's ready to launch, I will give you those updates. Bookings online and webinars as well. Live every Friday at 10 AM on the main platform, and 3 sessions a month at $11 in the Twin Flame Hub. Do keep an eye on the community tab because I am automating posts and giving you updates for the moon energies by zodiac sign. Love and light. I will see you throughout the week, both live and for your zodiacs. Take very good care, and I'll see you on the other side.